Some non-borderlines told us that they have been falsely accused of harassment and abuse by the borderline people in their lives, been the subject of damaging rumors, and even faced legal action brought against them by the borderlines without legitimate cause. We call these distortion campaigns. For example, Jerry says that my soon-to-be ex-wife got a protection order against me and had me evicted from my own home. She cut me off from our daughters and told all the neighbors that I am violent. They won't even look me in the eye. We believe borderlines are motivated to engage in a distortion campaign for some of the following reasons: abandonment and anger. Many distortion campaigns seem to revolve around either real or perceived abandonment, loss, and rejection, terrifying issues for people with borderline personality disorder. Loss, whether that of a loved one, the intact family, cherished hopes and dreams, or the threatened loss of one's own children, evokes powerful feelings of anxiety, sadness, and fear of being abandoned and alone. Some people have difficulty acknowledging these feelings. Instead, they seal over their grief with anger and try to prevent the inevitable separation by embroiling their spouse in unending disputes. Fighting and arguing are ways of maintaining contact, although in a negative way. People who have experienced loss in the past, such as the death of one's parents, may also be reacting to these earlier, unresolved traumas. Identity and aggression. A woman whose partner separates from her loses her identity as a loving partner or wife. In the face of these real or perceived losses, people with borderline personality disorder may feel empty, insignificant, helpless, and unable to survive. Johnston and Roseby believe this may lead people to adopt a false sense of being fiercely independent, refusing to negotiate lest they lose a part of themselves. They call this a fight, therefore I am. Borderlines who see themselves as victims may thus feel that distortion campaigns help give them identity. Shame and blame. Relationship problems can also spark feelings of rejection, which in turn evoke feelings of inadequacy, failure, shame, and humiliation. As you know, people with borderline personality disorder often feel awash in shame and have low self-esteem. They may try to cover up with a mask of absolute competency. Johnston and Roseby say that this exaggerated sense of failure may lead people to try to rid themselves of all blame by proving that the other person is totally inadequate or irresponsible. When a psychologically vulnerable borderline views the spouse's departure as a total, devastating attack, they may develop paranoid ideas of betrayal, exploitation, and conspiracy. Johnston and Roseby write, as the spouse surveys the rubble of their relationship, they begin to rewrite history and perceive their partner as having intentionally plotted and planned from the outset to exploit and cast them off. At that point, they say the betrayed spouse may respond aggressively with a counterattack that becomes the central obsession in their lives.